Okay, so who you're about to see in this video is Skinny White. This is 310 Upland Avenue. Now, this is the one that I told you that the agents have been desperately protective of because they've been claiming that she's me. So they took a low-life addict and they turned her into a working mom, you know, something that looks like a work mom. And the curse that they were applying, there's a lot of them, but the most prevalent one is we've been putting responsibility on everyone. So they were saying that they've been putting the genetic expression of responsibility on these individuals. I hadn't saw her in a while, and when I seen her today, they just walked by, walking the dogs. She has another dog because, you know, they often try to do things that align them with my past. So now she has another dog, but it looks like they put a lot of weight on her and a butt. So, and yesterday I was out in a black sweatsuit. Today she's dressed in all black. It's the craziest thing. So you have to, she's not the only one that they've made these type of changes to their physical appearance. Like the house literally right across the street, 318, those twins, they changed their faces completely. They had handicapped twins written all over them, and the government changed it to mock me. And I have old videos where, you know, they can be caught coming in contact with me, trying to, you know, make silent innuendos, doing covert type stuff to align themselves. You know, their thing was they didn't want to look like they look, and they wanted to get off the bus. They wanted to be desired. 311 Upland Avenue. That's another one they take weight on and put off all the time. She used to move extremely slow, and now these days she moves much faster. 323, which is, so anyhow, 311 is to my right from here. 323 is to my left from here. So 323 is another one that they made a lot of mockeries with. I told you they call her me and my mom, but she's not the only one. They call all these folks me, and they call me them, and they attack me it is crazy. So anyhow, okay, so look, they normally walk nowhere. I thought they were gonna come literally right back, because that's all she was trying to do was get on this side of the street. Literally they go to the corner and come back. Occasionally they walk on this side, and that's literally about a handful of times. That's new behavior, behavior that was not displayed in the past. But yeah, physical appearance, when you look into these folks' past, you'll see they do not look the same, and they make extreme changes. 316 is the blue and white house, unfinished house. There used to be a girl that stayed there with a guy whose mom owned the house, and her name was Victoria. You know, my legal name is Victoria, and I'm changing it back to Tequila, my birth name. Because of that, you know, they were, look, that's how you're pulling up now, 323. Right now they're calling her my mom. She has her hair short, and often wears all black like we do. And that car that normally drives and drops her right in the front, put in the driveway. They're listening to everything that I'm saying. What was I going to say? They changed Victoria's appearance to better align with mine. So she went from looking like someone who was kind of fresh out of high school, you know, in her early 20s, to someone. They made her look more mature. Like when they put the weight on her, she looked a little bit more mature. And then they changed her personality type and all kind of stuff. Like those that know you will tell you these things. Like they'll confirm. Or those that know them will confirm. Anyhow, Skinny White's not coming back. She's that bitch. Like when I did it the other day when I attempted to capture her, I was like right here, and I was gonna take still shots. And when they informed her, you know, that I was waiting for her to pass by, that bitch stopped in her tracks, like malfunction and turned around and went the other way, she would not pass here. She was not about to let me get a picture of her. Something else, they were trying to act like they didn't have vehicles. Matter of fact, hold on. None of these things are supposed to have, like, they are all low lives, and like 95% of them do drugs, hard drugs. I'm talking about more than weed. It's so weird. I came back in here to see like where it was coming from, because I could hear at a distance like her kid crying mommy. But and you seen that Sonya had just pulled in. They this how they have it situated is all these things make sure they don't ever come across one another, especially when something deep is going on and they're having an issue with manipulating reality, like me not leaving my apartment and they're all claiming to be me. So they make sure they don't come across each other, unless you know, a lot of things have been established for the day. Okay, so what they did is, it sounds like they took the next street over, and the kids are screaming and crying and stuff. Like, it's weird. Um, they took the next street over. They took Cole Avenue, and they're going to hit Grant from there and come back down Upland the other way. That fat bastard is another problem. They've made mockeries with him. Okay, the kids that were screaming, it was the kids from the alley right there. Oh no, I don't think it recorded. The bitch stopped my camera. I wonder if it caught that. I was talking about the twin and it captured her having her motherfucking gut out. Just walking around with her big pale gut out. And you can't see her face real close, but I have some closer images. Um anyhow, she took notice of me and she didn't say anything. And I affirm that, I never really have any issues out of them, these days. But like recently, the little boy has been different and he's been trying to be a disturbance, like when they inform him of certain things. The agent using that identity. So this young possessed kid is being operated by an adult government agent. And when he sees me working on something specific, or when he sees me doing something specific, he'll act out and just make some noise, to be a disturbance. They have a song that they like. Anyhow, see, anybody's taking those dogs on the longest walk they ever been on. And she went in, she covered her gut up. But just like a couple days ago, literally, they were trying to make her look thinner too. Like they had taken some of the fat out of her gut. And now they put it back. And as you can see, she's confident enough to do that. Like, it's impossible. That's a demon. You get what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have... Look, when you see the type of stuff that I have, It's gonna blow your mind. Okay, so as I'm going through my phone and I'm looking for the videos, I just realized that they erased the video that I had of the little boy yesterday. And I'm going to tell you, like, from experience, what I know. Like, when they erase something, it's because, you know, the identity hadn't been completely damaged, you know. So, if I never had much to say about that kid in the past, and then a particular agent decided to use the identity to display a certain behavior, you know, before he gives it to someone else, he'll, like, make sure he tries to make sure that I don't have anything to set off an alarm with, anything to tell that they did something with that identity with. 311 just tried to satisfy two suggestions. She stood there for a second, and I was sitting here. I was like, should I record them or not? And then that quick, you know, her mom got in her car and she's getting in her vehicle, and as you can see, they're partying. And that's what they'll use to say that I didn't have anything bad to say about them when I've obviously already mentioned them. The worst of them all is going right now. Or not the worst, you know, the one that they try to paint as the worst. I have to tell them all the time that I killed that nigga for them to stop.